What's up, bro? I miss you. You might not know this, but I often watch your streams and just lurk in the side chat without saying anything. I thought that might be inappropriate. I don't know. Anyway, I've been through a lot lately, and I really miss our friendship. I've been thinking about it a lot. See, I have this, codependent personality disorder or something. I oh, I get, overly attached to people. And I really want people to like me and to want me. But I've been trying too hard. I have this problem. And I had the same problem with my new friend recently. And I know we don't talk much. Anyway, look, so I only have this one photo of my friend, and we don't even have any selfies together. But when I look back at my old YouTube streams and I see you and I, the way it used to be, talking, laughing, I'm watching one of them right now, as a matter of fact. Anyway, it just really warms my heart that we have all these awesome moments, memories recorded together. Even though we haven't talked in a while, I can always turn on YouTube and enjoy the memories. Anyway, most importantly, I miss you, and I hope you're doing well. Never stop sewing. Shit, I think I fucked up.
But so many people say that they want to see the light. They want to be enlightened. They want to dissolve into the light of God. And then when they've done that, all over again, the process goes on, and it blows out those mud balls. And here are planets, and here once again, you're a baby, you're a child. The flowers are brilliantly colored. The stars are gorgeous. The smell of the earth, the sound of the rain, everything is marvelous once again. And once again you see the other, the man, the woman that you love. As if it had never happened before.
Like, Beck is a predator. Beck will not go away, will not leave me alone. Literally stalked me off of channels that I was on. Stalked me off of Esther's channel. That has to be addressed, bro. Like, Beck is mentally fucking ill. And you picked the wrong fucking person, dude.
Well, look at this. Now we have a time to talk.
Oh no! Oh no!
Wait,
No! You
you've
don't
been
get
running
to
your
fucking
mouth
speak, you
for
dog
5
piece of shit.
minutes.
No! I'm gonna click
You have
out of
been
here and I'm
running
gonna
your mouth
ignore
for
you. You
5
don't
minutes.
exist.
Shut the
You don't
fuck
get
up,
my
little boy.
fucking presence. No.
Shut the fuck
No.
up, little boy.
No, you're not gonna know. Bye. You're not gonna do
This
anything.
is the
You're
guy.
a
This
fucking
is the
coward.
guy that said he was gonna kill trans people with a sword, and now you're saying you're not a transphobe.
You
You're a
make
fucking
shit up.
douchebag.
You
and
make shit
your
up. You're
neighbor
not gonna do a
doxed you
goddamn
because you
thing.
physically
Shut
tried to
the
attack
fuck
him.
up.
So fuck
Shut up, you fucking mentally ill weirdo sitting in a box talking shit. You're in a fucking box, you idiot. Shut up.
Piece of
Shut
like you, but
the
like 3
fuck
people
up. You
in the
try
whole
to talk
community.
over me.
Go
You
find a
fuck
new
you
line
and
of
you
bullshit.
have no community.
Worthless,
You have
tiny
no community. And another one bites the dust. God, y'all don't get it. You don't get it. Like, you will never stop me. You make shit up in order to fight me. Go get a life, bro. Go get a life. I did nothing to trans people. And as a matter of fact, I actually have a job that helps LGBTQIA plus people.
So when you get down here at the end of John 5, he says to these Jews, "For you, if you believe Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words?" So let's get some context. But I have greater witness than that of John, for the works which the Father has given me to finish, the same works that I do, bear witness of me, that the Father has sent me. And the Father himself, which sent me, has borne witness of me. You all have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. Right? And ye have not his word in you, abiding in you. For whom he has sent him, and you believe not. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are that testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. Why? Well, like Graham pointed out, because they didn't want to. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of God in you. I am come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, you will receive him. How can you believe which receive honor of one another, and seek not the honor that comes from God only? Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is only one that accuses you, even Moses, in whom you trust. So these Pharisees, we trust in Moses, right? For had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, because he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? And that was the problem. It wasn't that these people had an inability to believe. It's that these people didn't want to.
You will find nowhere in scripture that teaches that God has to elect people so that they can believe. You have to insert it into the text. You have to inject it. You have to use it on the text.
Mm-hmm. So the Jews that
R$65,53. Campo Fértil, o caminho dos bons negócios. É dança no pé, alegria no rosto. Recebe sua safra de soja em armazém próprio. Comercial Molinari, localizada na Fazenda Colorado. Telefone para contato 55 9 84 29 42 69 32 90.
Diante de uma crise ambiental que afeta o mundo, ações de sustentabilidade se tornam cada vez mais necessárias. Com isso, o Movimento Plástico Transforma arrecadou mais de 175 mil copos plásticos durante a corrida de São Silvestre em São Paulo, no fim do ano passado. A coleta foi realizada em 15 quilômetros do percurso e contou com a parceria da Fundação Casper Libero e da IESCOM. Simone Carvalho compõe o grupo técnico do movimento e enfatiza a necessidade urgente de conscientização da sociedade.
Mostrar para eles que o resíduo está no lugar errado, que ele deveria estar numa lixeira, né, descartado corretamente, para que ele volte para o ciclo produtivo. Se ele é descartado corretamente, ele pode ser triado, pode ser reciclado e pode ser transformado em um novo produto, né?
Os copos plásticos coletados durante a corrida são transformados em materiais escolares, destinados a estudantes de escolas públicas. Simone explica um pouco mais sobre essa iniciativa sustentável.
Sempre pensando dessa forma, né, para a gente educar a população no sentido de que o plástico não é o problema, de que ele pode ser a solução e de que se ele está no lugar errado, não foi porque ele foi para lá, né? Alguém não descartou corretamente, fez uso dele, ele foi útil para essa pessoa e essa pessoa o descartou de forma inadequada. E quando é feito esse descarte correto, ele pode sim ser reciclado e pode voltar à sociedade na forma de um outro produto quando a gente economiza recursos naturais.
O movimento Plástico Transforma já coletou mais de 635 mil copos plásticos de água. Esse volume de plásticos foi recolhido nas 4 últimas edições da corrida de São Silvestre. O produto transformado é utilizado para a confecção de lixeiras até mobiliário escolar, beneficiando escolas públicas nos estados de São Paulo e Pernambuco. Agência Rádio Web, produção e reportagem em Virgínia Alves.
4 anos após o Brasil confirmar o primeiro registro de Covid-19, o país
I said, is this thing on? Alright, I don't know. I was having some fucking microphone issues earlier. I don't know if I fixed it or not. What I said was, now the weaklings are gone. Talk about stress and strain. The force applied to deform a structure and the resulting deformation are referred to as stress and strain, respectively. To enable comparison of structures of different sizes, stress and strain are scaled quantities of the force applied and the deformation of the structure, respectively. The values of stress and strain are measured on a machine that can place either tension, pulling stress, or compression, pushing stress, on the structure. In this figure, the load cell measures the tension, or pulling force, applied to the tendon, and the extensiometer measures the length to which the tendon is stretched. The actuator is a motor that initiates the pull on the tendon. The next figure shows a similar setup to determine the compression stress on an amputated foot. The graph relating stress to strain is the stress-strain curve of a structure. A stress-strain analysis can be used in such ways as to discern how a material changes with age, how materials react to different force applications, and how a material reacts to lack of everyday what? Stress, of course. Everyday stress. The next figure illustrates the stress-strain relationships of bone vertebra of normal rhesus monkeys versus those that have been immobilized. A stress strain analysis can be performed with either pulling force, tension, pushing force, compression, the weight of the entire world. Oh no, it's not in the book. Excuse me. Your return. Or shear force, a push or pull along the surface of the material. This book deals only with tension and compression stress-strain relationships. In this type of test, stress is defined as the force per unit area and is designated with the Greek letter sigma. Stress is calculated thus, where F is the applied force and A is the unit area over which the force is applied. The force is applied perpendicular to the surface of the structure over a predetermined area. The unit in which a force is measured is the Newton. The unit area is the square meter. Thus, the unit of stress is newtons per square meter, or the Pascal. Deformation or strain is also scaled to the initial length of the structure being tested. That is, the deformation caused by the applied stress is compared to the initial or resting length of the material when no force is applied. Strain, designated by the Greek letter epsilon, is therefore defined as the ratio of the change in length to the resting length. Thus, okay, and they're doing some mathematical physics stuffs here I don't understand, but you know, it's got some kind of equation. I'll have to learn that one before we go back to med school. I'll just quietly pass the buck here. Be passing it along too. I could use $1, sir. I had money when the stream began. What? Yeah. right. It's your boy, Trusty Monkey. It's 2:38 a.m. on Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. That's the date and time, location, undisclosed. But what I can tell you is that it's not too bad. I mean, there's weather, which is to be expected. I mean, weather does occur on the planet Earth from time to time upon occasion. So we can't be too disappointed when there is weather around us, since there is always weather. Recommended this channel. We're here tonight over at the Den. Last stream was about 10 hours ago. Let's go see what happened over at the Den Coffee Club. Met Miss Luna Wolf here over at Clockwork Rex's stream tonight. Yep. Oh, last night, whenever that was. Whenever I've been over there. Hit the like button and subscribe.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I can not. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about. Have your f***ing cloud, if you're in and out, I keep making sound. Go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 Cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. I thought you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise. You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Good late morning, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. It is Coffee Club, y'all. How's everybody doing? I see my brother. There is Sassy. Yes, welcome everyone. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you have your bell on for all your notifications. There is mean old woman. There is There is Chad coming in here saying I am fashionably late again. No, I am not fashionably late because I had it scheduled for 11 o'clock. So I am right on time there, brother. There is Queen Ashley. What's going on, little sis? Good to see you. Good to see you. There is Skunk 8. Come on in, guys. Coffee, hell, I'm on Budweiser. Hey, you do your thing over there, Chad, whatever you want to drink. I mean, I'm not saying it's got to be coffee, but you drink your drink of choice. There is Mouse. Come on in, guys. How is everyone? I'm doing good. I'm sitting here watching it snow. And I ain't got a whole lot yet. I've got maybe 5 inches on the ground, and it's still snowing like hell out there. So we'll see what comes with it. But I'm still under this winter storm warning up here. I'll be under the gun till Wednesday afternoon. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I figured it would be a lot more from what the weather was saying, but it started snowing. I don't know what time it started snowing. I was in bed early last night because I've been dealing with some kind of stomach thing going on. So I went to bed like at 8 o'clock, and I woke up about 2:10 and got up and looked out, and it was snowing then, but it was real light. It's after 12, so it's Budweiser o'clock. Yes, it is. After 12 somewhere. It's not after 12 here. 62 there where Chad is. I'm jealous, guys, because it's not warm here, and the wind is blowing, so that makes it even feel colder. There is Mr. B. Come on in. How you doing, Mr. B? Always good to see you. Come on in, make yourself at home. Sassy's telling me it is 90 degrees. Well, I don't want here. I mean, 90-degree weather, I would take that every day of the year, but where I'm at, it's not no 90 degrees. I think it's like right at 32 out there and windy, and yeah, it's just nasty out there. Now I'm feeling a lot better, Chart, than what I was. I mean, that's why nobody's been seeing me. I just been kind of laying low. The only person I think I've talked to was Sassy, and I was like, man, I don't know what's going on with this stomach thing. So I had to get some medicine for it, but hey, I'm good. Fighting a cold. Well, you get feeling better over there. Yeah, colds and flus and all kinds of things going on around. It's that time of the year. But it's we're gonna be all right. Everybody just needs to get well. 53 East Shore, Virginia. Yeah, 53, man. It's in the 80s, and you have your AC going. Shoot. But y'all enjoy the warm weather, because I'm going to get it eventually. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm at the end of February. What is going on here? Yeah, Mouse, there is a lot of people getting this stomach bug thing going around. I don't know if that's what it was.
I don't know either. I myself might have had the stomach bug thing. It may have been a real thing. So that's the den over there. Checking that out. Still in the first 10 minutes, of a 2.5 hour stream. So met the host of that program over there at Clockwork Rex's channel earlier. Yep. I don't remember where I left off here. Oh, well, it should be here. This makes sense. Human subject research. Research using human subjects is considerably more complex, and the level of experimental control is invariably lower than in basic science research. In human subjects research, there are both experimental and observational studies. Experimental approach. Experimental research, similar to basic science research, attempts to establish causality. An independent variable is manipulated, and changes in a dependent variable are identified and quantified if possible. Because subjects are in less controlled conditions, the data analysis phase is more complicated than in laboratory studies. Two of the most fundamental concepts of the experimental approach are randomization and blinding. Randomization. Method used to control for differences between subject groups in biomedical research. Uses an algorithm to place each subject into either a control group that receives no treatment, or a sham treatment, or one or more treatment groups. Results are measured in all groups. Ideally, each group is perfectly matched on conditions such as age and gender. Blinding. Many measures in biomedical research are subjective. The perception of the subject and the investigator may be biased by knowing the group to which the subject has been assigned. When a study is blinded, the subject and or the investigator are not aware of the group in which the subject has been placed. In single-blind experiments, only the patient or the assessor is blinded. In double-blind experiments, neither the subject nor the assessor, or even the investigator, is aware of the group into which a subject has been placed. The lack of blinding results in a diminished placebo effect in the control group, but the presence of placebo affects the treatment group. The lack of blinding results in a diminished placebo effect in the control group, but the presence of the placebo affects the treatment group. I'm somewhat confused by this statement. The lack of blinding results, if I read it louder, the lack of blinding results in a diminished placebo effect in the control group. Lack of blinding results in, but the presence of the placebo affects the treatment group. Okay? I'm just going to move on. In biomedical research, data analysis must account for variables outside the independent and dependent variables. Most often, these include gender and age, lifestyle variables such as smoking, body mass index, and other factors that may affect the measured outcomes. Confounding variables, or variables that are not controlled or measured, also may affect the outcome. Observational approach. The observational approach is often is adopted to study certain causal relationships for which an experiment is either impractical or unethical. Observational studies in medicine fall into three categories. Cohort studies. Subjects are sorted into two groups based on differences in risk factors or exposures, and then assessed at various intervals to determine how many subjects in each group had a certain outcome. Cross-sectional studies. Patients are categorized into different groups. I don't know where I got two groups out of, At a single point in time, maybe because it was a single point in time, two groups, single point, but it could be multiple groups. It doesn't really differentiate there, it just says different groups. At a single point in time, based on the presence or absence of a characteristic, such as disease. Case control studies. Subjects are separated into two groups based on the presence or absence of some outcome. The study looks backward to assess how many subjects in each group had exposure to a particular risk factor. Identifying causality isn't necessarily simple. Hill's criteria describe the components of an observed relationship that increases the likelihood of causality in that relationship. Although only the first criterion is necessary for the relationship to be causal, it is not sufficient. Increased likelihood of causality is signified by an increased number of met criteria. Hill's criteria do not provide an absolute guideline on causality of a relationship. Thus, for any observational study, the relationship should be described as a correlation. Very good. I'm sorry, what was that last ad? Did anybody see that? What was that a game? What was going on there exactly? That was weird. I gotta get ad blocker, man. This is ridiculous.
Hello, I'm Paul Henney and I'm a philosophy graduate student at Duke University. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about correlation and causation. Maria and Andy are high school students in Arizona. Andy always gets an A on his math test when it's sunny outside. On one sunny day, before Andy goes to math class, he tells Maria, "I'm going to ace this test today because it's sunny." Maria objects. "No, Andy, you'll not ace this test because it's sunny. You'll ace this test because you studied. The fact that it's sunny outside has nothing to do with it." Andy responds, "But Maria, I always ace my tests when it's sunny." Maria replies, "Okay, sure, but that's just because you always study for your math tests, and it's always sunny here in Arizona. the sunniness does not cause you to ace the test. Maria's correct. Andy's making a mistake, right? The sunniness doesn't cause Andy to ace his test. The two events, the sunniness and Andy acing his test, occur together without one causing the other. In other words, the two events are correlated in some way, but there's no causal relation between them. Andy's reasoning here is fallacious. Simply because two events are correlated does not mean that one caused the other. This conflation of correlation and causation is what we will talk about in this video. First, let's consider some other examples. Fido barks when his tail wags. People with higher grades in college have higher grades in high school. People who take vitamin C recover more quickly from a cold. These are correlations. That is, there's a correspondence between these events. For example, the dog, Fido, barks when his tail wags. But there's no reason to suspect that there's a causal relation between these events. While these events often occur together, there are many times when Fido's tail wags and he doesn't bark, and there are times when Fido barks but doesn't wag his tail. Furthermore, we may suspect that there is some common cause for these events, like Fido's excitement when his owner comes home. Now that we can agree that these are cases of correlation without causation, we can discuss two types of correlation, positive and negative. In the next video, we'll discuss how these types of correlation specifically relate to different types of causation. But for now, let's just introduce them. When events frequently occur together, like in the examples above, they are positively correlated. If two events are positively correlated, then when one event is present, the other is often present as well. In our first example, it being a sunny day in Arizona is positively correlated with Andy succeeding on his math test. On the other hand, two states are negatively correlated when it's likely that when one event occurs, the other will not occur. For instance, when it snows, it's often not very sunny, so snowing and sunniness are negatively correlated. We often hear about positive and negative correlations, especially in the news. Headlines like, "Taking vitamin C helps you recover more quickly from a cold," indicate positive correlations. Taking vitamin C is positively correlated with recovering from the common cold more quickly than if one had not taken vitamin C. Or headlines like, "Eating more nuts makes you less likely to have higher levels of bad cholesterol," indicates that eating more nuts is negatively correlated with having higher levels of bad cholesterol. You may have heard headlines like these and had conversations with some friends about them. And you may have heard someone say something like, "Awesome, so I'll just eat more nuts and get rid of my bad cholesterol." You may have also had the experience of someone else saying, "Yeah, but that's just correlation, not causation." Of course, this person may just be a jerk, but they are right to point this out. Unless you had evidence that a causal relation held, it is a mistake to suggest that this correlation is actually a causal relation. So it'd be wrong to say that eating more nuts will cause you to have lower levels of bad cholesterol, unless you had evidence that the causal relation held. So let's consider an example where two events are positively correlated when neither causes the other. Consider this again. People with higher grades in college have higher grades in high school. Here, earning higher grades in college is positively correlated with earning higher grades in high school.
The other thing I wonder about, man, they're just talking about, these reports, these self-reported studies, right, of people who are supposedly taking more vitamin C or eating more nuts, and it's more as compared to who, what's the sample size on these? How many people are just self-reporting that they have a cold, and then they're like, "Oh yes, I am or I am not taking vitamin C." How do they get these numbers? Where are they getting them from? Because me, I didn't participate in this study, I'm not part of this, but I know there are times when I've had the cold and I've taken, high vitamin C supplements. There's times when I've gone through the whole flu season without taking any additional forms of vitamin C other than whatever's like regularly in my diet, right? So how would you know? Are there people that like really track their diets like that efficiently, like all the time? They're like, okay, this time when I have a cold, I'll take the vitamin C. Next time I won't take the vitamin C, and let's see if I recover faster, and then try to put in all the variables there, right? Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Never mind me.
Now, it's incorrect, as we've discussed, to claim that earning high grades in high school always causes someone to earn high grades in college. Nonetheless, earning high grades in high school may sometimes cause a person to earn high grades in college. For example, Jane may have gotten good grades during high school, and some of those grades transferred to her college, which causes her success in college. Here, success in high school for Jane causes her success in college. But most of the time, it is not the success in high school that causes success in college. It is usually someone's working hard in college courses that causes that person to succeed in college. And at that type level of the statement, where we are identifying a correspondence of two data sets, the causal claim is false. So again, the two events, high school success and college success, are positively correlated, but they do not cause one another. When two events are correlated, it may seem that one causes the other, but there may be alternative explanations we've ignored, like working hard in college courses causes that person's overall success in college. So it's fallacious to conclude from only the fact that two states are positively or negatively correlated that one causes the other, because there may be another cause that explains the outcome. It may be that there's a common cause for both of the events, or that there's an alternative cause altogether. On the other hand, the correlation might just simply be a coincidence. But this explanation and other questions will have to wait for part 2, where we will talk more about the analysis of causation and how it relates to different types of correlation. If you're interested in these false cause fallacies, you may also want to check out our video on the post hoc fallacy. Thank you for watching. To subscribe to Wireless Philosophy on YouTube, click here.
I'm so happy. Happy to be in America. Happy to be here with you and all your friends. Where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Look, honey, when we rode out here on the desert on this three-legged horse, you didn't think we'd find all this cotton, all these gins, all these beautiful, beautiful Caucasian women. I don't know what they were doing. Churning butter out in the fields. Somewhere. Wherever the men lusted their eyes, they were their churns.